Hello, my friend of shared destiny. Every night when you close your eyes and let the darkness envelop you, have you ever wondered what your body is truly doing? Is it merely a pause in consciousness? Or is something deeper and greater silently occurring in the stillness? From hundreds of years ago, Zen masters observed an extraordinary secret. Sleep is not an end, but the beginning of a reconstruction. It is a time when cells repair, the nervous system finds balance, and vital energy is revived. However, there is a truth that few notice. Not every sleep brings healing. Only when the body passes through a true mental gateway does the recovery process truly begin. Today's video will help you explore the ancient wisdom of Zen masters regarding sleep, and why this simple understanding can completely change the quality of your life starting tonight. The truth behind the figure of 8 hours. We are often framed in a universal belief. Just by filling a 7 or 8 hour gap in bed, the body will naturally be refreshed. For that reason, many of us restlessly search for the softest mattresses, force ourselves to go to bed early, and count each passing hour in hopes of waking up refreshed tomorrow. But my dear friend, reality is often a bitter betrayal. Have you ever wondered why, despite having enough sleep, you still feel your head heavy as a stone, your body stiff, and your soul exhausted as if it had never rested when dawn rises? This pain leads us to an important question. If sleep is a sacred time for healing, why does our body refuse to recover? Zen masters, with insight through centuries of meditation, recognize that the problem has never been the clock on the wall. It lies in the state you carry when crossing the threshold of slumber. Imagine your body as a house. If you walk through the door while your heart is still full of the fires of stress and anxiety, then no matter how long you close the door, that house still cannot find the coolness and peace to repair itself. It is that embattled state of mind that inadvertently delays all natural healing mechanisms, making sleep only a formal break rather than a true revival. Wisdom of stillness in the ancient monastery. Let us take a step back from this noisy world to look at the inner life within ancient monasteries, where time seems to stand still and every movement occurs in a slow, mindful manner. There, Zen masters do not only practice spiritually, but they are also masters at observing the operation of life. Through decades of spending hours each day meditating, listening to every heartbeat and breath, they identified an interesting law that modern medicine has only recently begun to name. They saw that those who enter sleep with a mind as still as a ripple-less lake often have a completely different quality of recovery. They not only sleep deeper, but their bodies also have the ability to reconstruct themselves at an astonishing speed, helping them maintain resilience and rarely be invaded by illness. From those subtle observations, the masters realized a truth. The human body inherently possesses a wonderful natural wisdom. It is like a skilled repairman, always ready to work as soon as the right conditions appear. However, those right conditions are extremely sensitive. If your mind is still stuck in the whirlpools of anxiety, endless thoughts about work, or unhealed pain, the nervous system will understand that danger is still there. And so, the body is locked in a state of vigilance, unable to switch to self-repair mode. From the perspective of Zen, sleep is a sacred door separating two states of survival. Your state of mind right before stepping across that threshold is the only key that determines whether you will enter the land of reviving peace or must continue to fight in stressful dreams. Only when the mind lays down the sword can the body begin the healing process. The transitional moment, the threshold of recovery. Imagine the brief transitional moment when the sunset has just faded, giving way to the enveloping, silent night. That is what happens inside us right before sinking into sleep. Zen masters call this the sacred moment, where the breath begins to soothe, the heart rate slows, muscle bundles cast off tension, and brain waves begin to shift from the sharp peaks of concentration to the gentle, slow rhythms of rest. This is not merely a physical change, but the time when the body performs its most important shift from action mode to repair mode. If at this moment your mind is peaceful enough, the body will immediately receive the green light to activate the great healing workshop within. Cells begin to regenerate. The hormonal system is adjusted to balance, and vital energy reserves are refilled. The entire recovery mechanism takes place naturally and powerfully, like a fresh stream flowing through every corner of the body. However, if your mind is still full of thought fragments, unfinished plans, or unanswered worries, the body will be stuck at that threshold for a long time. Even though you have lain down, the inner repairman still has to wait in vain because the nervous system has not yet received the safety command to start the work. For that reason, Zen masters concluded a profound truth we need to engrave in our hearts. Healing does not start from the moment you actually fall asleep. It starts from the moment you truly know how to let go. It is that moment of letting go that truly flings wide the door for the body's natural wisdom to perform its sacred recovery mission. Remember, sleep is only a physical act, but letting go is the true art of healing. Invisible barriers in the digital age. Looking back at the frantic reality in which we live, there is a truth worth reflecting upon. Most of us are manually slamming shut the healing door right before we can enter sleep. Instead of spending the final moments of the day soothing the soul, we choose to face the harsh blue light of phone screens, letting the mind be swept away by bustling news or endless worries about work and tomorrow. This seemingly harmless act is actually a maintain vigilance command sent to the nervous system. Even when you have put down the device, covered yourself with blankets, and closed your eyes, the brain silently works frantically like a machine trying to solve unanswered equations. Instead of concentrating energy on regenerating cells and refreshing vitality, your body has to spend those precious resources just to maintain alertness and process the remaining stress from a long day. Therefore, you may sleep enough in terms of time, but deep inside, the true recovery process has never been activated. You wake up with an indescribable sense of exhaustion, because the healing craftsman in you has been separated by a wall built from the very bustling habits of the modern world. We are sleeping in a state of alarm rather than sleeping in a state of letting go. The ritual of letting go, an invitation from the monastery. To counter the agitations of the era and find again the inherent recovery instinct, I invite you to return to an ancient ritual, a simple yet powerful way that Zen masters have silently performed for thousands of years. This ritual requires no effort and takes only a few brief minutes, but it is the key to flinging open the body's healing treasure. Start by lying very still on your bed. Let the body stretch out and fully feel your own weight sinking into the mattress. Relax from the crown of your head to your heels, as if you were allowing every muscle fiber to shed the weary armor of a long day. Next, bring your attention to the breath. Breathe in very gently, and breathe out a little slower. Do not try to control the rhythm, nor force the lungs to overwork. Simply be a silent observer, listening to the breath going in and out like small waves, soothing the shore on a quiet, moonlit night. In that moment of stillness, whisper to your own mind a definitive affirmation: today has ended. Allow every unfulfilled plan and every worry about tomorrow to temporarily rest outside the threshold. They can wait, but your peace cannot be delayed. Finally, ignore all efforts to try to sleep, like a leaf falling into a stream. Just let your body freely drift into absolute quiet. Zen masters understand that it is at the moment you completely let go of all desire for control that a powerful biological signal will be sent to every cell. Now, you are safe to begin repair. When the sense of safety appears, the miracle of recovery will automatically occur without any coercion. Biological feedback when the mind is at peace. When you perform the ritual of letting go and let the mind truly be still, a miraculous change begins to take place deep inside the physical shell. At this time, the parasympathetic nervous system, often likened to the conductor of peace, begins to rise and take control of the entire body. This is the ideal biological state that modern medicine calls rest and digest mode, where all reserve resources are mobilized for recovery purposes. In the absolute stillness of the mind, the concentration of stress hormones begins to drop to a minimum, making way for the immune system to awaken and operate powerfully. Instead of consuming energy to deal with ghosts of anxiety, your body now focuses all its strength on the work of cellular repair, mending microscopic damage, and reconstructing vitality for the new day. Even the brain enters a great purification. When endless thoughts stop, the brain activates the mechanism to clean up toxins accumulated throughout a long day of labor. Neural connections begin to be rearranged in an orderly fashion. Scrambled emotional fragments are soothed and put back in their proper places. This is like cleaning up a messy room after a noisy party, returning a spacious and clean environment. That is why, after a sleep started by true letting go, you wake up and feel the world has seemingly changed. Problems that once made your head ache yesterday now become clear and easier to solve. The heavy feeling disappears, giving way to a light, ethereal soul and a body full of vital energy. The peace of mind before sleep is the most precious gift you can give to your own health. Sacred renunciation, deep philosophy of Zen. Hidden behind the simple practice rituals is a deep layer of philosophy that Zen masters long for us to understand. Night is not just a time to rest, but is actually a sacred renunciation. In Buddhist teachings, letting go is the key to all liberation, and sleep is the opportunity for us to practice that liberation every day. The masters often teach, if you carry an entire long day into your dreams with struggles, unfinished stories, and anxieties, then your mind will never sleep. It will continue to operate frantically throughout the night, exhausted in the endless loops of consciousness. But when you sincerely let go of that day, when you accept that everything is past and nothing can be changed anymore, your mind will naturally become still like the void. It is in that immense stillness that the miracle of healing truly takes place. You need to understand that healing, from the perspective of Zen, is not something you can use the will to force or urge. It is not a goal to conquer. Healing is a natural state. It is what will manifest when you stop interfering, stop obstructing, and allow the body to return to its original rhythm. When you drop the burden of the ego and worries, you are creating a pure space for vitality to flow naturally. Remember, nature does not hurry yet. Everything is accomplished. Your body is the same. It knows how to renew itself, as long as you give it the stillness it long craves. True healing only comes when we stop trying to control and start learning to trust the great wisdom of life within us. An invitation for tonight. Tonight, when the darkness begins to fall and the space becomes silent, I invite you to try something very gentle. Do not rush to force yourself into sleep immediately. Instead, give yourself a few precious moments to truly be present. Take slow breaths, letting every muscle fiber in your body sag and dissolve like cool water. Silently let go of every fragment of thought, every lingering worry of today, returning them to time. When you stop efforting, allow the mind to become absolutely quiet, and it is in the moment that stillness appears that you do not need to do anything more, because then the natural wisdom of the body will know exactly what to do next to take you into the land of recovery. Trust, surrender, and let yourself be embraced in the arms of sacred healing. Still mind, self-healing body. What Zen masters understood from ancient times is actually a great instinct that nature has gifted to each of us. The human body was designed to heal itself. But remember, that miraculous workshop can only operate when your mind is truly quiet, the nervous system is completely relaxed, and your entire being feels absolutely safe in the present. Therefore, tonight, before closing out all worries, give yourself a small but sacred moment. Just a very slow breath, a very light mind, and a heart that knows how to let go. Let the body be free to do what it has known how to do masterfully since the beginning: heal. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey to find peace. Wish you a long night of tranquility and a morning of rebirth in mindfulness full of vital energy.